Top 10 dumbest football mistakes ever.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 dumbest mistakes in
Hi,
soccer.
Phil. Welcome.
Dion Dublin went off the pitch behind him. Dublin comes back on and says, "Thank you very much."
For this list, we're looking at the worst decisions on and off the pitch that backfired massively. Which mistake baffled you the most? Let us know below. Number 10. Bulgarian owner goes onto the pitch. In their final game of the season in 2022, FC Tsarko Selo Sofia needed a win in order to stay in Bulgaria's top league. So, when they were given a penalty in added time with the score at 1-1, Yusufa Yafa was ready to save his club. However, Captain Martin Kovdunsky, who usually takes the pens, wasn't happy.
That is so mean. This captain is so mean.
He was backed up by the owner, Stoyne Manolov, when he stormed onto the pitch and fought with Yafa. Both Yafa and Manolov were removed.
This Manolov
Kovdunsky
guy
then took the penalty kick, and it was easily saved, ultimately meaning the relegation of the club. The club was dissolved by Manolov the following day. Number 9. Roberto Rojas.
That's sad.
With Chile down 1-0 to Brazil in a qualifying match for the 1990 FIFA World Cup in 1989, their goalkeeper Roberto Rojas suddenly collapsed with a lit flare next to him. The object had seemingly struck the keeper.
See, is that why they're banned? These ones, I think they're banned. The flares.
Goalkeeper. It looks like a firework.
We quickly see the extent of the injury as Rojas is lifted by his teammates, and they all leave the pitch, deeming the match too dangerous to continue. However, Rojas forgot that the cameras were there. He wasn't hit by the flare, and his injuries came from a razor blade hidden in his glove. Chile.
What? How do you even stage that?
On the orders of their manager, Orlando Aravena, wanted to win the match on a technicality.
Listen to that noise. The game is over. It's been abandoned
To win on a technicality? He bruised himself.
by the referee. Just what the outcome will be, I have no idea. But Chile have clearly refused to come back. And they left the field after their goalkeeper, they claim, was hit by a missile.
Rojas was banned from playing for life.
Yeah.
The ban was later lifted in 2001.
Why?
Number 8. Graham Poll's yellow card mishap. At the 2006 FIFA World Cup in Germany, English referee Graham Poll was regularly seen getting out his red and yellow cards during group games. But it got worse when he was in charge of officiating a match between Croatia and Australia. He sent one player off from each side. But it was Josip Šimović who inadvertently caused Poll
Šimović, why did you do this, Šimović?
Picks up his second yellow
But Šimunić, why did you do this?
card. The red's confirmed. I don't think Graham Poll has got the red out of his pocket yet.
After being booked twice, which should have resulted in him being sent off, Poll forgot all about it. It took a third yellow card near the end of the match for Poll to whip out the red card for Šimović.
He was meant to be our best referee, and he did that. Like, imagine what our worst referee would have done on the World Cup.
Afterward, FIFA sent Poll home from officiating any other games at the competition.
It was a calamity that cost Poll his reputation, his dignity, and the World Cup final.
Number 7.
Oh,
Ronaldinho's
Paul.
looks. In the early 2000s, Real Madrid was throwing a load of money behind their club in order to recruit star players. One star after another was signing with the team and putting on the iconic white shirt. Fresh off his heroics at the 2002 FIFA World Cup, Ronaldinho was a player in demand. However, the president of Real, Florentino Perez, wasn't too keen. Why? Because of the Brazilian's looks. Yup, it's been reported that Perez rejected the quality of a player just based on a marketing decision and his appearance. Instead, the club bought David Beckham
Wow.
from Manchester United, who did help in selling shirts, to be fair. Meanwhile, Ronaldinho joined Real's El
He did.
Clasico rivals, Barcelona,
But,
and helped
wow.
turn them into a dominant force in La Liga and
Let's
Europe.
go.
Number 6. René Guita's bad move. When fans hear the name René Guita, they immediately think of his magical scorpion kick he hit for Colombia against England in 1995.
Whoa, let's go! What a save!
But this sweeper keeper will probably hope you don't look back at his performance during the 1990 FIFA World Cup playing against Cameroon. With the game in extra time, Cameroon's legendary forward Robert Milla had already put the African nation ahead. For reasons only known to Higuita, he was near the halfway line as he received a pass. With Milla closing him down, Higuita tried to drag the ball back, but he was dispossessed, leaving Milla to score an open goal, knocking Colombia out. Number 5. Speedy Coffee. When people talk about the best player to ever grace the beautiful game, Diego Maradona's name is always brought up.
And he's hurting England again here. It's a brilliant run. It's
Damn, so fast.
On top of his most famous skills, he also had a
Speedy
storied
coffee.
feud with former Argentina football president Julio Grondona. In an interview in 2011, Maradona mentioned he and his teammates were given, quote, speedy
Maradona was so
coffee
good,
before
yeah.
their qualification match
Even
against
me, like,
Australia
this
for the
small, I knew about
1994 FIFA World Cup. He explained that's why they were able to run more. But Maradona specified that he didn't know what was added to the coffee to make it speedy. But he blamed it all on Grondona. So Maradona admitted to potentially doping as a professional.
Okay. Yeah, some people can't perform on that level without any enhancements, you know? So, yeah. And
Just to get one over his nemesis. Number 4. Miracle
That's a
on
no-no.
grass. For the 1950 FIFA World Cup, England was drawn in a group with the United States. At the time, England was so dominant. After winning their first game, England decided to go easy on the team formed of part-timers. So, star player Stanley Matthews was rested for some reason. The US were overwhelming underdogs for this bout. Yet amazingly, against all odds, they managed to win the game with a goal from Joe Gaetjens. England was later knocked out of the World Cup alongside the States. Perhaps England should have thought twice about resting Matthews.
Ironically, one of the greatest sporting upsets went largely unreported because many English newspapers
They still
thought
talk
the
about it.
scoreline was a typing error.
Number 3. The Saga of Ali Dia. In November 1996, Southampton legend Matt Le Tissier was injured during a game against Leeds United. Thankfully, they had Ali Dia on the bench who came on for him.
Well, after about 20 minutes, I get a calf strain, and it's actually me that comes off so that Ali Dia can go on. And it was unbelievable.
After all, he was signed by Southampton manager Graham Souness after George Weah. The famous Liberian striker called Souness and told him that Dia was his cousin and he'd played for Senegal.
With a CV like this and George Weah's apparent endorsement, no wonder Souness signed Ali Dia.
Well, as soon as Dia came on for the Premier League match, it was obvious something was up. He wasn't good at all. Souness subbed him off near the end. Turned out it was all a con, and Souness took the bait.
So George Weah did ring Graham Souness?
Personally, like I told you, I don't really know.
It wasn't Weah that called, but someone pretending to be him. Dia was released by Southampton not long after.
Ali Dia was living the dream. For 43 minutes, he got to play in a Premiership game.
Number 2.
Oh my god, imagine!
Leeds United hiring Brian Clough. If you ask Nottingham Forest fans, Brian Clough is undoubtedly one of the best managers England has ever produced. But if you ask Leeds fans, no, definitely not. Clough took over the Leeds top job in 1974, and it all went downhill from there. During the first training session, he marched in and told the players to throw away the medals they'd won under Don Revie as they only won them by cheating.
His remarks wasn't very nice, to say the least.
Yikes. Clough immediately alienated himself from the players. Just 44 days after joining the club and only winning 4 points from a possible 12 in the first division, Clough was fired.
Clough won just one match at Leeds, and after 6 weeks he was axed.
His
Bye-bye.
disastrous Leeds run was later turned into the 2009 film The Damned United.
But as far as I'm concerned, the first thing you can do for me is to chuck all your medals and all your caps and all your pots and all your pans into the biggest flipping dustbin you can find. Because you've never won any of them fairly.
Wow.
You've done it all by bloomin' cheating.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some dishonorable mentions. Given
I love how it says on the bottom left, honorable mentions, and she says dishonorable mentions.
mistake, Coventry City versus Newcastle. Shay Given not quite checking his surroundings.
Well, what's Shay Given doing? Dublin comes back.
No way. No, what am I watching? That did not just happen.
Quite checking his surroundings.
Well, what's Shay Given doing? Dublin
Is this
comes
even
back
allowed?
and into the net.
Is this... It's not even allowed. He didn't even touch the ball. I don't think this is allowed. It is. He didn't make a pass. He needs to be the first one who makes a pass. The moment you put down the ball, people can do that. The moment you put down the... I thought the moment you touch, you make a pass. The moment you touch the ball, it's on you. You have to touch it. From that team needs to touch the ball first. What? The moment you put the ball... So basically, oh my God. Like you literally have to shoot as fast as possible before someone runs towards you and get the ball.
Oh my word.
Bad goal theft. Portugal versus Spain. Ronaldo did all the work, only for Nani to cost him the goal. Carry on, Karius.
Did he get it, though?
Liverpool
I
versus
didn't
Real
see very
Madrid.
well.
A concussed Loris Karius unfortunately cost Liverpool the Champions League with his mistakes.
What did happen? What happened?
Oh,
How do they even allow this guy to be so close to him? And like, if you have a guy like this so close to you, why are you passing the ball? Throw it, man! What the hell?
Oh no. Oh my word. Karim Benzema with a goal.
Before we continue,
Also, I don't feel like this is allowed anymore.
Sure to
Don't they have a side off or whatever it's called? Like the player can't be closer to the goal if he's from the other team?
subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest
Offside,
videos.
offside,
You have
yeah.
the option to be notified
Is it
for
an
occasional
offside?
videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings
Teach
and
me,
switch
guys.
on notifications. Number 1, Zidane's rage.
I literally know about this. Like, when did this happen? I was like so small. I was a kid and I saw this on the news. Like, he hit and spit on the guy or something. And everyone was like, Zidane, Zidane, 2000. Nah, bruh, it's not 2006. It's way before. Way before, you guys.
You can't excuse that. Zidane's career ends in disgrace.
When the time finally comes and a player is ready to hang up their boots, they all want to play their final match with dignity and enjoy the moment. But that didn't happen for Zinedine Zidane. In 2006, his last game...
2006, Cagrel, not 2016. 2006, I knew that because I was so young.
Game was captaining France in the final of the World Cup. With the score at 1-1 with 10 minutes left of extra time, Zidane turned around and headbutted Italy's Marco
I was
Materazzi in the
16
chest,
when this
causing
happened.
the defender to fall to the ground.
Well, there's what preceded it. Materazzi just put an arm round him. There was nothing more than an exchange of a few words.
I think what he said, like he swore his mother or something. Like that, and that's why Zidane reacted like that, because his mom was sick or she died or something.
Well, what was said, that was ridiculous.
Allegedly, Materazzi said something to rile up the Real Madrid icon.
Yeah.
Regardless, Zidane was sent off for his loss of control, and Italy ended up winning the World Cup on penalties.
Oh no.
Not a good end for a stunning career.
No.
And Zinedine Zidane's career ends with being sent off in the World Cup final.
Did you enjoy this video?
Like, that's the sad part. When you work your whole life, you work so hard to leave an impact and for people to remember you by the good things and the good deeds that you did. I don't know anything good about Zidane, and the only reason I remember this guy is because of this scene. Like, all people who never watch football, who are not into that world as much, they know about Zidane because of this scene. They don't know about his good passes or goals or whatever. They know about the headbutt. So that's the thing. Always be careful. Like the first word and the last word are the most important ones. So make sure to always end your conversations or whatever with good, you know? Make sure to pay attention to what you say last.